And as for this job, well, not that I have a choice, but f it, I quit.
All right, we apologize for that. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, Thordan Smash here, and today we've got a pretty interesting story regarding Apex Legends, Respawn, and EA. You may have noticed some Respawn employees recently leaving the company, even more than we're used to seeing, and EA is doing some stuff behind the scenes that, well, might shock and surprise what they have planned for the future. We're also going to give out 45 bucks. All you gotta do is like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill, but without further ado, let's talk about what's going on with the gaming company. So Apex Legends Season 16 has been off to a great start. They added in a ton of new content and that is fantastic. But on the other side of things, there has been a lot of cut content. Some of you may be aware that the single player game that Respawn was working on that featured Blisk as the main character has been shut down and is no longer being worked on and will not be coming. EA has officially canceled that. Along with that, Apex Legends Mobile has also been shut down and will no longer be playable as of May 1st, along with pretty much every other mobile game that EA owns. And one of the more recent things that happened is that Insider Gaming reported on the fact that the entire QA testing division was shut down by EA and actually moved to Romania/the UK because of cost issues. And this was all basically found out within like the last month or so. In addition to that, even more people are leaving Apex Legends. One of the creative directors, Ryan Lastimosa, is going to be leaving. He's been with Respawn for over 12 years. And this was announced yesterday, and then right after that, two other employees left. Alex Bean, who said that it would be his final day at Respawn. He was thankful for the opportunity to make cool things, along with Alex Garner, who had been there for over 4 years, and today would be his last day at Respawn. He's excited to start a new adventure next week, and because they're both saying something going on next week, I can only assume that this is going to be something to do with Wildlight Studios, as Chad Grenier, one of the former directors of Respawn, actually started up Wildlight Entertainment, which now has a ton of Respawn developers at it, and they are working on a new FPS game. And Chad Grenier was one of the founders of Apex Legends, along with Vince Zampella, who actually founded the studio of Respawn himself, and he's actually been moved from EA over from Respawn and Apex Legends more directly to deal with Battlefield. EA seems to be doubling down on the mistakes that DICE made and trying to fix that game. So with all these cancellations, all these people leaving Respawn, what exactly is going on? Well, it's actually not that hard to see. Back on February 1st, shares of Electronic Arts fell 9% after they delivered financial results that were weighed down by the game delays and production challenges. And if there's one thing that EA cares about, it's its stock price. Make no mistake, at the end of the day, EA will shut down profitable studios or sell them if it needs to be done. And if you doubt that whatsoever, you can just look at the fact that EA sold massive amounts of stakes in Ubisoft, and it was even reported that now the French-based developer is now free from EA's grasps. This is something that has happened many times before, and you might be thinking to yourself, well, Respawn and Apex Legends is one of its most profitable games. They would never get rid of it. You're very, very much mistaken, because FIFA 22, from the span of April to June, which is only about 3 months or so, made $1.77 billion in revenue, which is huge. Apex Legends, on the other hand, in 3 years, made $2 billion. So when a company has massive stock drop, releases a bunch of studios, cuts a bunch of projects, and then also cuts down the QA staff and shuts down mobile ports of the game, that is a move you do to cut costs and make one of your assets more profitable to liquidate. It kind of makes you wonder, is EA planning to actually release Respawn? And there's a couple reasons this could happen. We've actually seen this with Xbox and Bungie as well, who created the amazing Halo franchise. Once again, a juggernaut where Bungie made pretty much Xbox every single dollar it earned and still was able to buy out its freedom. EA could easily sell Respawn for about $5 to $10 billion, which is an instant profit, which would bump up stock price. It would still probably have some kind of partnership agreement where they actually still make games, but Respawn is able to move a little bit more independently. We've seen this kind of with the third Star Wars game already being talked and teased about, as Respawn does say that they actually want to do that in the future, and EA would most likely want to be involved in the project, or at least the major publisher behind it. This would allow Respawn to make the kind of games that they want to do and move more freely without EA, but EA still makes some money by being the major publisher behind it. Even an independent studio still needs a publisher, just as Bungie needed Activision when they created Destiny. Although then they got rid of Activision. It's kind of a weird thing how all that works. Now, nothing's been 100% concrete seen yet or talked about publicly. We do know that EA has talked about selling itself or merging with other companies, and I actually have heard some rumbling inside about the fact that Respawn themselves are actually trying to take control of their own studio, and that EA is actually in favor of this as well. These are just rumors as of now, but with the stock price dropping and all these cuts, EA only has two options. One, Respawn ends up buying itself and becoming a free independent company company, or 2, we see more collection events with more recolored skins to bump up that stock price than ever before, but I just don't think that's gonna happen. Let me know down below, how would you feel if EA actually sold off Respawn and Respawn was its own company, and do you think that Lightwell Studios will be a good contender for a new FPS game in the near future? And until next time, Legends, keep slaying in the Outlands, and I'll see you out there.